What is good, everyone? Welcome to today's trade recap of the day. Today is Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. I ended up taking one trade today. I made $18,000 on the day. So we'll get into that. First things first, I did take a trade yesterday. It was a break-even trade, and the price action was just absolutely abysmal. So boring. There was really nothing to even recap on the day, so no trade recap. But yeah, guys, if I do take a win or a loss, I will post it, and I will post a trade recap. But on days like yesterday where the price action was just so shit and it was just a break-even day, boring, nothing to go over, not going to post a trade recap. But yeah, guys, if you do want to see whether or not it's like a break-even day, win, loss, or no trade day, I post pretty much every single day on the Instagram story. So go check that out, PB Blake Official, where I post every single day, and also I post the live trade executions, so go check that out right there on my TikTok and Instagram. The live trade execution of this trade is up. Also, let's get into the P&L for all Zip Bucket watchers. Here's a P&L, here's a little refresh, and yeah, beautiful. All right, let's get out of there and let's get into the sauce. All right, this trade was a fucking roller coaster, had me on the edge of my seat, almost shit my pants. Honestly, I should have hit a pre-market goon before market open today. I should have hit a pre-market goon. That's it, because I was literally shitting myself throughout this whole entire trade. I'm not usually emotional, but this wick here got me feeling definitely emotional. Okay, I'm not going to lie. But let's get into it. Let's get into the actual trade. Let's get into my idea, my overall thought process. And before I hear anyone saying like, oh my God, you can't be emotional in your trading, you have to be a literal robot. Here's the thing. I am human. Everyone is human. You can be happy when you win money and you make money. You can be a little bit upset, like, damn, the model didn't work out when you lost money. The reason that people say that, and the thing that you have to do that will separate you from being a profitable trader versus an unprofitable trader, is what you do after you feel those emotions. For example, me, right? I take a win and I'm like, let's fucking go, right? I'm a little bit hyped, but I still get off the charts. I don't stray away from my routine. I don't stray away from taking my model or not following my model. Same thing if I take a loss, right? So that's just something I gotta say. Anyways, let's get into the sauce, all right? Coming into the day, I had a very bullish bias, okay? So draw was very obviously higher. You guys don't have to overcomplicate your bias, right? We are clearly just been trending up. We are at all-time highs territory and clearly trending up towards all-time highs. So bullish until proven wrong. This was like a 10-second bias. I didn't have to look at any other time frame. I just hopped on the 4 hours, saw where we're at, and said, okay, very obvious. Something that also made me even more confident in this bullish bias, and something that confirmed that, was the way we created these data highs. Okay, we had data highs created right here, and then we also had data lows. Okay, so this was created from PPI news. Okay, we have red folder news. Every time we get this red folder news, it's usually with PPI, CPI, NFP. Anytime usually Powell speaks, sometimes consumer sentiment, unemployment claims, really any red folder news like this, you are going to get sometimes data highs and data lows that form. So you can check that out by going on forexfactory.com and seeing whether or not, dude, I swear to God, there's a monkey in this. Bro, this person has a monkey. Sorry, there was a monkey in. And it just like jumped in this other building. Okay, let me lock the fucking. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, so data highs and data lows, right? What do you do in this range when we have a very strong liquidity pool higher, but we also have a very strong liquidity pool lower? Both are really strong magnets in price. What do? You wait. Oh, okay, Blake, I see it. You wait, okay? That's it. You don't do anything in between this. You simply wait, okay? So I'm waiting for either the low or the high to get swept. Preferably, I want what? The low, because I'm bullish. So I want to see price trade lower, have an open low, then have an high close, right? That's what I always want to see if I'm bullish at 9:30, okay? So we end up trading lower, and boom, we hit data lows right there. Beautiful. At this point in time, I'm then looking for my longs. What do we also have in this range? We have a 1 hour bullish for value gap, right? This is also your BPR. What is a BPR? When we have an inversion for value gap aligned, overlapped with a bullish for value gap. So this is a great hourly BPR, great rejection area, right? So that's what I'm looking for. And at this point in time, At this point in time, we do then have this 1 minute inversion, right? So this, or bearish for rally gap, that could potentially be an inversion. And this was a play that I was looking to take. But I did want to see price trade a little bit lower because we did have all of this trend line liquidity here. And I was looking to see this end of this trend line liquidity, this end of this buy model or sell model right here get hit, this 5 minute intermediate low. And this was like that low of day that I was really looking to hit. So I was looking, we could have potentially gotten this, maybe like a small 20-point trade. But this gap obviously respected. Then we traded lower. I think there was also some little 30-second in here, but not good. Just waiting for the highest time frame here because this is what really mattered. And then boom, we get this beautiful, beautiful recovery where we hit this low. Not only do we hit this low, we get a beautiful V shape off of this. Still with this unfilled 5 minute gap. So we have an unfilled 5 minute as our draw on liquidity mech model. I'll drop a video on it soon, guys. Don't worry. And this is my textbook A+ model, super high win rate. And not only that, but what do we also have? An SMT at the internal low, right? With this 931 and then 951, 931, 951. And then also at the external low with data lows. And then also all the way down here, of course, right? That 6 a.m. low that we had all the way down here, right? 601, I guess, is the low. So we can put that, whatever, all the way down there, right? But we do have this SMT. So external SMT as well as the internal SMT inside of what? The higher time frame key level, which makes it so much more high probability that this play is going to work out. Okay. I know I'm going to get the question, Blake. For one, I know I'm going to get the question, Blake, why did you not take this inversion? Why didn't you wait for this? Because this is a different trading leg, okay? You have to understand legs in trading and the gaps that matter and the gaps that don't matter. This is the new leg. We have a low here. We have a high. Then we have the low that ends up sweeping out this low. So this gap is going to be the one that matters. I do not care about this gap because this gap is insignificant to me now because we have this new trading leg that hit this new draw on liquidity. So this is going to confirm that flip in order flow if we invert this gap. This really won't, right? It'll be too late at that point also. The draw on liquidity will probably get hit and the entry will just be shit. The RO will just be bad also. So this is all I need to confirm my flip in that order flow, okay? I know I'm also going to get the question, Blake, why did you take this when we had an SMT here, right? My TP was what? This 936 high, this unfilled gap. Did ES take it? It did, right? But why does this not matter? There's two reasons why this doesn't matter. Number one is we have a bullish SMT here and the leading pair, right? The pair that is stronger in this case is ES, or the asset. Sorry, I always say pair because I used to trade Forex. But yeah, the asset that is stronger here is ES. So logically, what is ES going to do? Trade above and start hitting highs, right? That's just like logically, right? The ES is above here, so we're going to hit more highs faster. Does that mean it's a bearish SMT? No, not every SMT means something, right? Which is why you have to think about the market in a narrative sense, meaning give it a story, right? This SMT, we end up forming here at the lows, and this matters because we have bullish sentiment, bullish price action. But just because we get a little 1 minute SMT right here, does that mean I'm going to flip my bias completely and just be bearish and not take this setup? No, right? Reasoning for that also is because my higher time frame key level is still intact. Data highs is still intact, and that is my draw on liquidity for the day. So until this gets hit, I'm going to be bullish on ES or NQ. Until that gets hit, I will then not flip my bias, but set myself new conditions and then reevaluate my bias. Okay, so that's the reason I didn't care about this SMT. There was some bearish SMT, but again, sentiment is bullish. We have this internal SMT. ES is the leading pair, so it's going to be trading higher and more and above that. Anyways, traded there. Ooh, I was fucking shitting bricks here because the problem with this trade, guys, and this is something that I need to hold myself accountable for, is sometimes when I'm just taking trades, I need to be more conscious, honestly, about putting my stop loss. And I'm being 100% transparent and honest with you guys. That's what these trade recaps are for, right? I'm not gonna just lie to you guys. Of course, this is a stop loss. I put my stop loss layer right here, which was not smart. I should have put my stop loss at the low. I just was looking at it like this, right? So we had C of this wick. Okay, so C of the wick is when we have a fat wick, right? And this EQ right here is seen as a very strong liquidity pool. Okay, like not really like a strong liquidity pool. I shouldn't say that, but the market tends to trade back to this and fill orders there, and then trade back above. Sometimes happens, which is why it's always really smart to at least have it below CE of the wick, which is what I did. I didn't have it at the body. I had it below CE of the wick, but I really just should have had it at the low. Should have just been better safe than sorry. And then, maybe extended my TP a little bit just to get a 1-to-1. So that's just something that I should have done better, because this was way too close to my stop, and I was not comfortable with that. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Okay. We ended up hitting CE of the wick. We then did what? Trade higher, traded back above, and we ended up ripping. We then also, in the meantime, though, because of this shitty price action, the market just sometimes likes to fuck around and do this, which is why it's always better safe than sorry, right? We also then created an unfilled 15-minute gap. So this could be a sign of bearish price action, and we could reject from there, which is why I went break even at this high, okay, which was a sketchy break even for sure. But if we were going to be bullish, we should rip through this and continue to this unfilled 5-minute gap, which is what I wanted, and we beautifully hit that. At the same time, we also created an SMT with ES at that point, so I was also just looking to get out there. And yeah, textbook setup. And could the market go to data highs now? I mean, who the fuck knows? Like, I don't care. This is the thing. Like, I don't care. I'm taking my trades where it's the highest probability where I'm going to get in and get out. And I know for sure the market is going to hit. Not for sure, but like the highest probability, right? Could we go all the way to data highs today? We could. Could we also just chop the fuck around and, maybe hit it in PM session, maybe do this? We could, right? I don't care. I'm getting my piece of the pie for the day. That's all I need. But yeah, things to note, things I did right on this day and things I did wrong. Things I did right, I definitely had a great A+ setup that I stayed patient for and I waited for, and it paid me. And I had a great take profit. Things I did wrong is I just definitely need to have better stop loss placement, because this was just honestly like an illogical stop loss to have, and I should have had it at the swing low. But you guys will see in the trade execution video, I just had it here anyways. But yeah, moving on. That's it. Great day today. I had a great narrative. I stayed patient. I waited, and the setup fucking printed, and I made my money, and that's it. All right, I'm not going to hold you guys here any longer. Thank you guys so much for watching this trade recap. Again, go follow the socials, as well as if you guys want to start printing, getting a bit more money like this, you can use TradeSyncer. It's really good. It copies pretty much all of your trades across all of your accounts. Even if you have accounts on different prop firms, and I'm currently working with like 26 accounts. I'm looking to add actually 5 more accounts on CPI. So gonna just add more accounts then, and we're gonna start hitting some big fucking numbers. And yeah, if you want to start scaling like that, again, use TradeSyncer. If you want to use the best prop firm in the game right now, Alpha Futures, we also are running a nice discount with Alpha Futures. And that's pretty much it. See you boys later. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your Wednesday. And if I take trade tomorrow, and if the price action is good, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, team.